Working for you, RTV6 is shedding light on a problematic pattern. Why Indianapolis ranks second in the nation for housing evictions and what communities are doing to solve the issue.
It was an explosion that rocked a neighborhood and stunned the state. Now, Call 6 Investigates unwraps an intense report into how first responders are making sure this does not happen again.
Neighbors who enjoyed this park as children now bring their own kids, but a destructive fire has them concerned. The latest tonight from investigators.
Of course, we'll break down the weekend forecast for you, but we'll focus on some Monday snow potential as well.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. A local shelter, tired of turning families away, is talking with us about the real issue at hand.
They say wrongful evictions are leaving people homeless in Indianapolis at an alarming rate.
Working for you, RTV6's Troy Washington is taking a look at plans to help those struggling to get back on their feet.
As leaves change colors and the seasons continue to switch, there's one thing for certain, it's getting cooler out. And unfortunately, that means if a family is wrongfully evicted, they could be left out in the cold.
We turn away about 10 families a day because we're full at capacity all the time. So are the other family shelters in Indianapolis.
Mike Chaperon is tired of not being able to help all of the families that come to him through the Family Promise of Greater Indianapolis Shelter Program, known as the Interfaith Hospitality Network. Fed up with doing the same old things, he set his sights on getting to the root of the housing issue.
We have more evictions than Chicago and Los Angeles combined, despite only having a third of Chicago's population.
He calls it a wrongful eviction crisis. According to a study done by Princeton University, released recently, Indianapolis has the second highest eviction rate in the United States.
We're here. We're in the shelter. And it's providing us a place to stay at the moment because we don't have anywhere else to go.
Kelly McGee knows firsthand the hardships having an eviction on your record can cause. She says a landlord cut off her lights, changed the locks, and put her out. Since she could no longer get her mail at the residence, she missed court dates. And now she, her husband, and their 6 kids are having a hard time getting on their feet.
So right now, if you live in conditions of your apartment or house that aren't to code, and you report it to the health department for an inspection, a landlord can retaliate. A landlord can raise your rent at the lease signing. A landlord who might not have evicted you for being $100 behind could evict you as a retaliation. Indiana is one of 8 states that doesn't have a protection for tenants from retaliation by a landlord.
The shelter says knowledge is key when it comes to renters' rights, but also making sure state laws are in place. According to the city, they are already on top of the issue. They say an eviction prevention fund is in the works and should launch in the spring. As for this family, they are just hoping they won't be left hanging their hope on the shelter for much longer. Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Well, Family Promise of Greater Indianapolis is holding an event on the 19th, hoping to get the attention of city leaders and lawmakers. The goal is not only to discuss the problem, but also to make sure that it gets addressed.
This is going to set the precedent of any other major catastrophes in the city.
This weekend marks 7 years since the South Side explosion.
Only on RTV6, Call 6 Investigates obtained a 50-page report featuring recommendations on what police and firefighters needed to improve following the explosion.
Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez is exploring what's changed to benefit you.
Doug Aldrich cuts the grass on the property once belonging to Dion and Jennifer Longworth. The Longworths were the only 2 people killed, and their home among the 35 torn down following the massive explosion in the Richmond Hill subdivision on November the 10th, 2012. The response from public safety was enormous.
We could probably nitpick and pick out certain things that it could have been done better. It's a shame that we wasn't able to save the lives of our neighbors that perished.
Following the blast, the city issued what they called an after-actions review. The report did not sit on a shelf collecting dust. Call 6 Investigates has learned that recommendations made 7 years ago have led to changes benefiting taxpayers, which include the fire department conducting training exercises with Metro Police, implementing the federal method of marking homes after they've been searched, and using wristbands with barcodes to keep track of people, whether injured or deceased.
But we'll be able to eventually be able to know where all of our patients went to and the status of those patients.
Metro Police has implemented better methods of tracking officers and knowing technology supporting phones and computers can be crippled during a disaster. Homeland Security still values and maintains ham radio operators.
We can bring these individuals in and use those radios. It's old school, but it works.
Mowing season is coming to an end in a neighborhood of new beginnings.
We've come out stronger and better.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And there have been other changes impacting new neighborhoods in Marion County. The Richmond Hill neighborhood, with more than 100 homes, was built with only one entrance. That's what was a problem on the night of the explosion, with first responders racing in and homeowners rushing out. Because of Richmond Hill and other concerns, the city passed an ordinance in 2016. It requires 2 entrances for any new development with more than 30 units. 2 developers asked for an exemption. Their request was denied.
Well, the scene is jarring, and RTV6 is working to get answers after a fire damaged a popular north side playground there.
Right now, the toddler section at Holiday Park is closed to the public, surrounded by police tape.
RTV6's Megan Santorum talked to disappointed park goers, and she's also finding out what investigators are now doing.
Some parents here today say they don't understand why anyone would want to destroy something that kids play on, and now they want answers.
Charred and mangled metal. This is what part of the playground at Holiday Park looks like right now.
It was shocking. I was really disturbed by that.
Megan Springs says she used to come to this park as a child, and now she brings her little ones out here. She says her 4- and 5-year-old kids love the toddler section.
Yeah, that's their favorite part. It's just the right size for them.
But today, they had to look at it through the fence and find a new place to play.
It is really upsetting that someone would vandalize or destroy something that kids play on and try to just have innocent fun.
According to park leaders, the fire happened sometime Tuesday night.
It was kind of a shocker.
Workers found it like this on Wednesday morning and called the fire department.
No one kind of saw anything, so we're kind of relying on the investigators to try to piece together maybe what could have caused this so we can prevent it from happening again.
Leaving people who come here every day to wonder.
Why is always the question. Why does somebody want to do that? Is it just for fun? And if it happens spontaneously, I'm not really sure how.
Park leaders say they are still assessing the damage. This part of the playground will remain closed until repairs or a rebuild can happen.
I know a lot of people are going to miss this section, but hopefully they'll look forward to the new remodel.
Working for you, Megan Santorum, RTV6.
Well, the Indianapolis Fire Department says this is still an active investigation. Holiday Park and other sections of the playground remain open to the public. If there's anything you want RTV6 to look into, connect with us. Email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com or message us on Facebook. New today, researchers at the Centers for Disease Control believe they may have found the chemical at the center of the vaping illness outbreak. This as Indiana's number of vaping-related lung injuries makes a big jump. The state has now confirmed at least 52 cases of lung illnesses tied to e-cigarette use. That's up from 36 cases last week. Well, today the CDC says a government lab found the same chemical compound in fluid taken from patients across the country, and that is vitamin E acetate. It's found in e-cigarette cartridges, both tobacco and THC. Too early to rule out other substances as the cause, but the CDC says this is the first common suspect they've found.
It is definitely chilly outside, but the sunshine is a nice touch to it.
Sunshine helps everything. You want to flash back to the moment in time this morning?
Go for it.
Reveal it.
Oh, okay.
See it?
Yes, I see it.
What is it?
7:31 a.m.
That's when we hit 17.
You never know what you're doing.
In Indianapolis this morning. And we weren't the coldest. 14 in Peru, 16 in Lafayette, and those are not the coldest temperatures in my 7-day planner. You'll see even colder air early next week. As Amanda said, sunshine to the rescue. That helped. We were at 34 last hour, 32 right now in Indy. Bloomington's at 35, as well as Muncie. It will be a good-looking sunset, just enough clouds there to add character to the sky. High school football tonight, dry and cold. Temperatures fall into the mid-20s before these games are ending tonight. Temperatures in the morning, not quite as cold, but enough to get your attention. Lower 20s, that's the way we'll start our weekend. We'll have more details in just a little bit. Something else is happening tomorrow morning. Our Kyle Mounts is at the convention center to give us details on that. Kyle?
Yeah, Kevin, we made it through the crowds here. We are here for packet pickup ahead of the Monumental Marathon at the Indiana Convention Center. You can see the people are lined up, ready to go, and they're going to be moving a whole lot faster as they hit the pavement tomorrow morning and the streets of Indianapolis. Not only do we have the packet pickup, but a whole health and fitness expo is happening this evening, so everybody can get in, even the entire family, and check out some of that running gear. Now, if you are running in the marathon, you need to make sure you have that running packet. You will not be able to get it the morning of the race. Organizers suggest getting downtown as early as possible to avoid the rush and those road closures. Now, we're going to talk more about the forecast in detail here in just a minute, but tomorrow morning, that number that really counts, the wind chill, it's going to be around 20 degrees, and we talk with organizers about how runners should prepare for the cold.
Dress to be warm at the start. Wear gloves, wear a hat, wear lots of layers, because it's going to warm up as the day goes on, and you can take those layers off as you run. All the clothes that are taken off along the route, we donate those to Wheel of Mission, so you might not get it back, but it'll go to a good place.
Finish our friends at American.
And let's check out that forecast tomorrow morning. The silver lining, it's going to be dry, but with those temperatures in the 20s, that breeze increasing, it's going to feel a little closer to 20 degrees. So not only should runners layer up tomorrow, but those volunteers, family cheering on their friends and family need to layer up as well. All right, so here at the Indiana Convention Center, you can come pick up that packet until 8 o'clock tonight. Live in downtown Indianapolis, Kyle Mounts, RTV6.
Kyle, thank you. Ahead on the Now Indy at 5:30 on RTV6, nearly 24 cases of this very targeted kind of car theft. Now one city is putting out the warning so you can be on guard.
But first, Women Wanted, RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers, is going inside the cockpit to explore the need for more females in the pilot seat. How local ladies are getting their wings still ahead.
402-7464.
Right now on the news at 5, RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers initiative is our way of working to connect you to job opportunities, resources, and training.
And this week is all about Women Wanted. Industries looking for leading ladies to boost the workforce.
And today we return to Lift Academy, a pilot training school run by Republic Airways.
You may remember I first told you about the new program, and now our Lauren Casey is getting a chance to see how they are being intentional with their first big event, working to put more women in pilot seats.
Flight student Jacqueline Lux was like many little kids.
I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Big dreams for the future. The sky's the limit, in a sense. But Jacqueline never truly pictured herself in the sky or in the cockpit.
Got the application. I don't know if I would be good at it. I have no idea.
Lux just graduated from college with a political science degree, landed her first job out of college, and was applying to law school. But it was tough, spending 4 years on a degree, and in order to become a lawyer like she wanted, she needed more school. And that's when she got a tip about a new flight school in town and threw caution to the wind.
After I flew, I just loved it, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Lux went from 0 experience and 0 logged hours a year ago to earning her commercial license. And she's continuing training until she herself can work as an instructor.
It's very rewarding, too, because when you nail something, you feel good about it.
In an industry that seems exclusive and expensive, Lyft is working to break that barrier, not only for aspiring pilots, but for females in particular.
I'm sure that the majority of individuals who fly will notice that there aren't a lot of females in the cockpit. In fact, only 8% of U.S. airline pilots are females. So today, it's our opportunity to do what we can to change that.
Lauren Gaudian with Republic Airways let me attend their first big event, Liftoff, Females Who Fly. The Leadership Summit connected eager middle and high school girls with female pilots and airline executives.
Being our first event, we weren't sure what kind of response we would get, but we have more than 50 girls here today with us, learning about the opportunities, building confidence, and really just seeing what aviation has to offer. Bringing diversity into the cockpit is more than just building a larger pilot pool. By having diversity in aviation, we're able to broaden our idea scope.
Because in order to beat this global pilot shortage, the aviation industry is looking to broaden its horizon.
I think if we get more women involved, the pilot shortage will be a pilot surplus.
Students with Lyft have the resources and opportunity to go from zero experience in the cockpit to landing a job 2 years later. If you're interested in learning more about flying at Lyft Academy, you can take a tour of the hangar or check them out at a number of career fairs. We also posted more info for you under this story on our website, hiringhoosiers.com.
We're all enjoying the changing colors of the fall leaves, and they're beautiful. You can look at them like this on the Brown County Leaf Cam, and you don't have to worry about raking them after they fall. But it's a different story about the leaves in your yard. So starting Monday, the Indianapolis Department of Public Works will begin its annual leaf collection program. You're allowed up to 40 bags a week on your regular trash day. Put them in plastic bags at least 3 feet from your trash cart. This program runs through December 6th. 'Tis this season. Earlier we saw Raphael talking about mowing season. Now it's raking season.
So I actually brought this in today, not knowing you were going to mention that. Look at this.
Look at that size of that thing.
I'd love to see that tree.
It's huge. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah. It's got to beat it to hang on to this. But anyway, sycamore leaf. And yeah, pretty big. Pretty cool.
Thanks,
I'm going to put that on my salad
for show
tonight.
And tell today.
I'm going to have a big dinner. Let's talk about moving from leaf cam, where a lot of those are hitting the ground now, and as you just found out, you can leaf them at the curb. How about that? Sunshine on the western horizon. Mark is discovering it's as big as his face. It'll cover everything. Temperatures tonight headed into the 20s once again. Let's jump to the weekend for a second. 44 tomorrow, cooler half of the weekend. More sunshine tomorrow. Clouds will fill in on Sunday, 53 for the high temperature. But as we get to Sunday afternoon already to the north and west, it will be apparent what's going to happen. Strong cold front will move through. That sends our Monday temperatures falling all day. It also introduces some snow, light accumulating snow. The ground will be more receptive since it will be colder. We do not climb above freezing again until we get to Thursday. As far as that light accumulating snow potential, and I would put potential all in caps there just to give you an indication on the light side, but that would be our second introduction to snow, as we had our first on Halloween. Temperature right now 32 in Indianapolis. That's a nice recovery from 17. You've gone today from 14 in Peru to 30 right now. It's 34 in Bedford. Say hello to Murphy. I think he'll let me call him.
Hey, Murphy.
He'll let me call him Murph. Mrs. Manners.
Eyes, those puppy eyes.
Thanks to Mrs. Manners for sending in the pictures. Loyal viewer, watches all the time.
And very kind, I'm sure.
Yes, she is. She wanted to see her Murphy on TV, and there he is. Temperatures into the 20s, almost into the teens in some spots by morning. The difference tomorrow, the wind will be strong. Out of the south-southwest, gusting to 20 miles per hour. It's a warmer direction. It will start to take these temperatures into the mid-40s for the afternoon high with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. On Sunday, temperatures warmer, actually the warmest in the 7-day forecast. Clouds will increase through the afternoon. So we get to Sunday afternoon. 51 in Peru, 55 in Bloomington. It is Sunday night into Monday. Watch from the north. That's where the snow will develop and then drift to the south. Question is, the cold air catch enough moisture that we'll see a light accumulating snow? Certainly looks possible right now. Then near record lows Tuesday and Wednesday. What does that mean? We'll be as cold, if not colder, than we were this morning across central Indiana, down to 14 Wednesday morning. It's that stretch. Monday afternoon all the way through Thursday morning that will be the coldest. We'll make it above freezing Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, I was just saying it is as big as my face.
It can hide.
That's
yeah,
a lot.
Hide. Right, so thank you.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Amanda. That says a lot.
Well, she's showing children they can pursue art and culture no matter their background. IPS students got a special performance from acclaimed opera singer Angela Brown today.
She presented her signature show called Opera from a sister's point of view. She proudly created it as a way to take the intimidation that opera can sometimes carry.
Opera is something that's viable and they can see themselves in it. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic situation they find themselves in, what color they might be wrapped in. It does not matter. It's about loving something.
Brown performed for George S. Buck School 94. She herself graduated from Crispus Attucks High School.
And the nicest lady.
She's very
She's
sweet.
great and very talented. Always love hearing her sing.
Yeah, she's great.
Coming up here on RTV6, a crime that could have led to dozens of illegal guns on the streets. How one business is planning ahead foiled 2 thieves from doing way worse damage. Next, when the news at 5 continues on RTV6. Well, they were trying to steal a bunch of guns, but a secure safe ended that mission. Now police in Avon want to find the two men caught on camera here breaking into Fort Liberty Firearms on Highway 36. After finding all the firearms were locked in this large safe, police say the men did damage to the business and stole other items. Investigators want you to look closely at this video because one of the suspects may have slipped up and revealed his identity.
When we watch the video, we do have at least one subject that does come into the view of a camera and his face is not covered. And so we're asking the public to please take a time to review our video and let us know if you recognize the individuals in this video.
Police say this happened around 5:40 a.m. Thursday. If you know anything about these men, you're urged to report it to Avon Police or contact Crime Stoppers anonymously at 317-262-TIPS.
All new at 6 p.m., a Call 6 investigation finds black students are disciplined at higher rates than white students. We take a deep dive into this issue, what you have to know, and the questions you should be asking at your school.
And up next on the Now Indy, there's a new effort to have one specific kind of business spot warning signs of domestic violence. How stylists could soon become watchdogs ahead at 5:30. You're watching RTV6.